Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the TB&J podcast. With me today is Troy Brittingham.
You're Jeff.
I'm Jeff, and Dee's here.
Special guest star John Mulaney's here.
John Mulaney is here. John, how's that?
I'm on my rehab tour, so I'm doing dumpster fires like this podcast.
It's actually called the TB&J podcast.
That's great, Trent.
He said my name already.
Okay, Secret Invasion.
John, I really loved you in Spider-Verse.
Well, thank you. I didn't have a lot to do this time around, but, cocaine. I thought I'd get a lot more done, but apparently they didn't like my takes.
Secret Invasion 3 and 4.
TB&J! Was that too much? Too much?
Too much cocaine.
I almost spit water all over.
TB&J!
You see that? There you go. That's the name of it.
TB&J!
Stands for Trent Brittingham and Jeff Ackerman.
Yeah. Well, it's great to be here, folks.
Thank you, John Mulaney. Secret Invasion episodes 3 and 4. Thumbs up, thumbs down. First thing, episode 3. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Troy.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. John Mulaney, how you feeling?
Well, D's back.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry, John.
He had to go.
He had to go
No,
do
I'm
some
still
more.
here.
Oh.
I just want D a chance to speak.
He had to run to the store and get some more
Yeah,
cocaine.
We're both here.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to assume that.
Let him go. Let him talk.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So are we doing 3 and 4 or 3? What are we doing?
3 first, then we'll do 4.
So don't talk about 4.
We're gonna talk about 4.
You can allude to 4.
All right, so we're gonna only talk right now. We're looking at 3. 3 is the thumb. 3 is the one right with because they're getting a little mixed up here. That happens.
3's the one where Fury and Talos had to stop the nuclear bombing of the UN plane because apparently every ambassador in the UN was on a plane at the same time flying over the Atlantic Ocean.
I don't remember. I don't remember that either.
Really?
I don't remember that.
Are we concerned that eventually D won't need us and we'll start his own podcast of different voices?
No, because D doesn't know how to run a computer to save his fucking life. That's all me, baby.
Is that true, D? It sure is.
D, I'll put D in a room with an unplugged microphone and just let him knock himself out.
Will there be cocaine there?
No, there'll be flour, but I'll tell you it's cocaine.
It's been days. He's still going.
He's just still going.
I'm sorry. So is it? No. Is it? I actually don't remember that plot.
Really?
All the people in the UN in where?
All the people all the ambassadors in the UN were like in a plane flying to London. And there was the USS, or not USS, it was the GMS Neptune. It was a British nuclear sub, and it was going to launch nuclear warheads into the plane to blow it up. This was, what's his name's big plane.
Are you over-exaggerating with all of them, or do you mean all of them?
I'm pretty sure it was all of them.
I don't. Wow, I remember.
Gaia told Talos in like a burner phone, and he and Fury went to stop it.
I'm gonna say this, man. Is this also the one where what's his face fires him, or is that too?
That was previously.
Okay, this episode 3 was probably. I'm gonna give it a thumbs down. I was confused.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
We'll get to this because 4's a thumbs up for me, but I think that they're doing a good job. I think it will be shown to be, because this is going to be something that, like, I don't know how well it's going to be after the fact. Maybe it will, because I think what we're seeing is all going to be turned on its head. You just like the fact, like, okay. I can't. Is the reason that 3 is so convoluted? Like when you said that whole plot, I'm like, I don't remember shit. Like I remember Talos. He did the whole. This is the thing where all the guys at the patrons at the store turn into.
Yeah, his little parlay with.
There's great scenes in this, right? Mm-hmm. There's good acting. That's consistent throughout.
Dude, when he pulled his hand out from the knife and it just refused.
So do you know what that is?
That's one of his Skrull powers, right?
No, but it's extremis. So it's from Iron Man 3.
Oh, right. What's his name? Ajax?
No, that's Deadpool. You're thinking,
the Mandarin.
Right.
He was supposed to be Mandarin.
No, kind of.
Yeah.
Not exactly.
It was
so
weird.
It was just a hammer. It was the guy who does AIM. right? AIM is like a company, Advanced Idea Mechanics, and they basically made this guy's character to be like a head guru. AIM is really just like more like Hydra. Like even Hydra has like heads, but like there's this Killian, Aldrich Killian or something like that.
Yeah.
I think it was.
They're more of like a
I
shady
knew
organization.
Killian,
They really just made him to be kind of like a Stephen Hawking type guy who like became perfectly healed from the Extremis formula.
Got it.
So this is just this thing that's been out there that like is kind of a loose end in the Marvel universe, but like it's literally what it looks like. It's like heal from anything, literally kind of some fire-based power, like it kind of builds up. You could also explode. Other
I think I remember in Iron Man 3, he like melted a doorknob
But
with his hand to get into a room.
Definitely, you can heal from like anything. Like you're basically Wolverine. Like
I mean, yeah, because at the end of episode 3, Gaia gets shot,
right,
and then at the beginning of episode 4, we see that she stole the secret
Right.
Super Skrull stuff.
So
She's alive.
So yeah, so my guessing here, like, so that was a neat scene. There was good scenes in 3, but it was just really confusing. And then even by the end of it, like, was that the scene? The interrogation was in 2 as well, right?
Mhm, the
So a lot of the
interrogation.
stuff that is really ringing a bell for me is in 2 and 1. But I like 4 a lot.
I think
and
that
what
just
I think-
speaks to 3 not leaving an impact
Yeah.
on you. Like, it just didn't do much
there was
for
just
you.
a lot happening. There's not a lot of scenes that really stand up besides that one I was with where he like threatens him. He's like, "You go near my daughter again." But I can't keep thinking that Talos is throughout all of this like a schmuck. Like he seems like a schmuck, like too love. And now I'm just thinking like this is all got to be fucked. Like so, I think, and this is going to be my big push here, which is why I'm going to give 4 thumbs up. 3 is a little convoluted, but I liked a lot that I saw in 4. Which is called Beloved, I believe. And I think what's happening is, okay, I'm basing this strongly on the fact that Talos' wife character
Yeah.
begins with an S. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, but she's passed.
Yeah. That's the thing. I was like, I promise you, there is in a mystery like thing like this, the character that's supposedly dead at the beginning, that just like, oh yeah, they died off screen before the whole thing started. Like ridiculous. Like that's ridiculous. So now you have to put
Soren.
that in perspective. Soren. So I think this is where it's going to be a switcheroo, and everything's going to start fucking up. Okay. So there's 2 things to base it on. One, that trope of fact, like that's a strong indication that Soren is someone that we've seen.
Sure.
2, you've seen that Nick Fury and Rhodey are basically playing foils for one another in some sense. Because I think he is going to end up being the bigger bad than
The scroll that is Rhodey?
yeah, the Skrull that's Rhodey, who's a female who in the Secret Invasion in the comics is the Skrull Queen kind of female. So I think that you could see that character, this Skrull character that is revealed at the end of it, that character, because now, and I think this is also what Cheadle looked at as being in the role, is that he's actually playing a female character in the different body, right? So what I'm also thinking is you're getting this transgender thing that they're really going to amp up, because it's the first character that is like a legitimately female character that's playing a male character. I think you might be seeing that with Nick Fury this entire time too. So now put that all in context. Soren is actually Nick Fury is actually Soren, right? Mm-hmm. So every time. So now you put all of those discussions in reverse, right? And now it could also be that Garrick or not
Gravik.
Not Gravik. The guy Skrull, the main guy. Died.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about
Not Soren, the husband.
Talos.
Talos.
Sorry.
That Talos is actually the daughter. The daughter is actually like. So I think what you're gonna see a bunch of different like things. Like no one is who they seem. But I do think it makes sense that Talos and Soren have switched places, whereas Talos was playing Nick Fury in Spider-Man before, and she was playing Hill. I think maybe you reversed that this time.
Okay.
That maybe that was Talos that died. That was Talos that died as her, and he is actually Soren, and then she was actually having this affair with another Skrull. So you put this all into context, because how long has Nick Fury been faking being Nick Fury? How many times have we seen Nick Fury? He's actually been one of them. Soren or Talos.
Yeah.
He plays them as doubles. He's probably been letting them play as double all the time. So he seems impossibly everywhere, and that makes it it makes perfect sense for them to flip them over. I think no way have we seen the end of what's her face Hill.
Maria Hill?
Could actually, and the fact that we see Nick Fury still at the head of things at the end of this, I think 100% we never saw anybody I think what we've been seeing is a Skrull story. Like these are all Skrulls fighting with one another.
So did Nick Fury actually get fired? Since
no.
Skrull Rhodey is the one who fired him?
No, I don't think so. I don't think they
Scrody.
Scrody, yeah.
I love it.
Scrody.
I think that's one of the very few squish names that
You're
Hunter
okay
knows.
with?
Yeah, Scrody.
Scrody.
So Scrody fired
His
Fury.
name's Scrody.
So Fury, you think, is still an
glad to see
employee of the
Johnny
United
still
States
here.
government?
Oh, I was listening. I was very invested.
So if
It's a
you're,
great, wonderful podcast you have here.
I always find things like this particularly odd in TVs and movie. I try to suspend my disbelief, but it's if you get fired, there's an HR paperwork thing, there's a last paycheck in the mail, there's a lot of bullshit.
You think that's true for secret spy agents?
I don't know.
They just
maybe.
get a burn notice and they start to get shot at. That's what TV has taught me.
But,
that's what USA's burn notice taught
But
me.
if he didn't actually get fired, he'll still see deposits in his bank account, right?
Yeah, again, I don't think that's how it works.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, he's
You're burned. Every trace of you is non-existent now.
But is he really burned since Scrody is the one who said you're fired?
That doesn't matter. He didn't exist in the first place. It really doesn't matter. No, whatever.
None of this matters. I'm just being
it really doesn't.
terrible.
So it's just I think interesting to be yeah, it makes more sense when I think about the fact that there's no way, because none of it adds up to me. And what you get is you get a gay relationship, you suddenly get all these other themes running through it. You then have, in hindsight, both Rhodey and Samuel Jackson, two black men, playing female characters in disguise. So you get these. And if you really think about it, Rhodey really, Cheadle's amazing, and he just comes off as.
Oh yeah.
I think he's very different. He comes off as very different, but still, and he's not hiding it with Fury, right? So he's enough Rhodey, but it's still you're oh, he's playing him subtly different that makes him different. And then when you think back on it, I'm he is playing it a little feminine, and I'm wondering if.
Yeah, maybe.
I wonder.
No,
if,
I think he's right.
And I think this is a perfect. And this is, I think, this is I think the perfect venue for Marvel to do their Marvel thing, which they do a lot in the comics, which is to weigh in on big issues. They used the comic venue to do this for a long time.
Comics are political?
No. I mean, not since the last however many years.
I've seen some political ones.
No,
I think Obama was on a cover.
Yeah, I mean,
Obama was on a Spider-Man issue, right?
Yeah, but that wasn't.
He's pretty political.
Yeah, but I mean that's I don't know.
Literally former President Barack Obama.
Yeah, I mean I don't know.
Political figure.
Yeah, but
I'm pretty sure Captain America punched Hitler.
Many times.
I mean, that's different. That's different. That's
because it's in the past,
right?
And we can't use the past.
No.
To justify the future.
It's not something that's happening now.
That makes sense, Trent.
Right. It's Troy.
That's what I said.
Fuck, I don't even know what I was gonna say.
So-
D completely derailed me.
That's what the D stands for.
Is that why they call you D? Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
You picked up on
How
it.
many
really
things does the D stand for at this point?
well.
A lot.
Well, give us money and find out.
Let's find out.
So yeah, I think that. What do you guys think of this theory? Do you think
Oh,
it'll go that way?
definitely holds water. I think that you're onto something here.
I'm wondering. Yeah.
I am wondering if I think that we are going to get a real Nick Fury reveal at some point. I think that Nick Fury being somebody makes sense. I don't know. It's a lot to unpack and think about everybody being who. There's a lot of
because there's just no way, right?
Right, and there are a lot of
weird character things, right?
There's a lot of weird character things, but there's also a lot of one-on-one conversations that I don't know how it works with other people yet.
That's what. This is where I'm just you know what? I'm intrigued enough by this theory to rewatch and be let me check this out again and see if it works with this see if this conversation works with my theories in mind. But then, like, it's going to be so hard to figure out who's who.
There's also,
okay, I'd watch it once with the Talos theory, once with this.
There's also a lot of there are a lot of lines of this being like, "You're Nick Fury. How long have you not been Nick Fury? Oh, you're not doing the Nick Fury thing." Like, there is a lot of like his name being thrown around a lot.
Like, not this Nick Fury,
right?
Like, no, he's old. They're old and bad. Like, so it feels and the whole. And then okay. She was very specific in the line where she said, the wife, where she said, "Would you have loved me if I hadn't changed?"
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm like, okay, in that context, it's like changes a scroll. Like if I, and then he says, "We'll never know." And then if I hadn't changed, as in like hadn't turned sides, hadn't changed genders, like all these things, right? Like there's so many things that it could be if I hadn't changed. And then does the question of like does Fury, quote unquote, wife know that it's Soren, or do they think it's actually like this whole thing? Thing.
And then the "I guess we'll never know" could be like, it's not Nick Fury answering, so I can't answer for him, man.
Yeah, I know. But no, because I think in that moment, I think there is a relationship there. I think that they shoot each other, and they both purposely miss. So I do think that was real. I don't think you can get any more real than that, which I think like is why this is so intriguing in hindsight to be like, okay, if they pull something off like that, I think they're bound to, honestly.
There's no straightforward ending to this show.
No, everything is a little off, and there has to be switcheroos, which only leads me to say that, like, by episode 4, we have 2 episodes left. I feel like they really did pack a lot into each episode. Sure. I think if anything's weak, it's probably 3. I think 2 out of 3 were good in the first ones, and 4 is looking up. So
I feel
far,
like
better series.
I feel like you turned me around on some of my opinions on the thing. If any of this stuff happens, because one of the things I was gonna say, especially after you were talking about 3, is this show. I do watch the scenes, and like anytime that there's like a big speech between like 2 characters or something like that, or like a big dialogue, I like it. Even like the action scenes, I've liked it enough. And I sort of was in the same camp of like, I don't know if these had that much of an impact on me. Like any of the episodes had like a huge impact on me yet. But
Talos dying, I think, was pretty good. I think they did that well. Right?
Yeah, the fact that Nick was able to immediately tell the Secret Service agent from...
Are you a scroll? No one calls him Nick. No one calls me Nick.
No one calls. And then he's got a fucking kid with a gun to his head. It's like, Jesus Christ, Fury.
What?
That was 3.
That was episode 3. Where he says, "Nobody calls me Nick," and that was the... Because the Skrull general, they were trying to...
This is not negotiation, Bob.
Yeah, he has the guy's son with like a gun to his head to try to convince him to let Talos go. You don't remember episode 3 at all, huh?
I really don't. Well,
Jesus Christ, man.
He just watched 4.
It's okay. I have blackouts too. You can talk to somebody.
Oh my God. No, but I'm definitely sure that not everything is what I'm seeing at face value.
It's a bad show if it is.
Yeah, of course.
If Secret Invasion is face value at the very end, it's not.
Can I throw something else in?
Go for it.
With all
Go
of this?
for it, bro.
I know we the first couple episodes we talked about the theme song a little bit, or the opening intro,
cinematic or whatever.
The AI degenerated thing. I actually really like the music. The intro music is actually really spot on for what it's
very unsettling,
and I really like the ending of like it's just like the whole world turning kind of green, like, and I'm like, oh, it's actually really cool. It's a really good thing.
It's super super fucking cool. Yeah, it is cool. It is very cool. And it is kind of like unsettling, and you're just like, it does put you in this mindset of like, not everything is what it appears to be, and people are always lying, and this guy that looks like Nick Fury might not be Nick Fury. We don't fucking know. And like his wife, who seemingly talks with the Skrull bad guys and was told to kill Fury, and she couldn't do it, and he couldn't kill her, and it's just like this. There's a lot of bullshit going on under the surface that I just want peeled back already.
I'm honestly wondering if Nick Fury isn't just dead way back in Winter Soldier as well.
Oh, you think so?
There's another idea. Like, I mean, he is very much so dead in the middle of that, and then he miraculously comes back.
They've been on Earth since 1995.
As long as we've been alive,
yeah,
Troy.
100%.
But they're... Well, I guess that could have also been a different person too. Because I was gonna say they show when they show Talos and Soren on Earth being Nick Fury and Maria Hill, they also show Nick in space. But I guess that could also just be somebody else who's Nick.
That's my thought. Is like you could very well Nick could have very much so died, and they just went like there is no Nick Fury, and that's why it's great. Like Nick Fury are all Skrulls they've for years now. Like I love that idea too. Like which also means that like Nick, he can do it indefinitely. They can also have somebody else who's been.
It would also kind of retcon the one thing people make fun of in Winter Soldier.
Which is what?
Him just being like, I've slowed my heartbeat down to a
1 beat per minute.
And
really people are like, okay.
Just be like, he died. No, he died back then. But we got you for a while. Like that does make that a lot.
Kaiser Soze!
Who kills him in that? Is it Bucky? Because I don't know if I don't know how I feel about them.
And just if Secret Invasion ends with just that secret being never told, that everybody just assumes when they see Nick Fury, it's Nick Fury, and then but we know it's one like Soren or Talos or the dog. Like there's 3 different people, like the family of Nick Furies. Like you never know which one you're dealing. Like it's just that they are Nick Fury. Like that is to me. There's another thing.
Will the real Nick Fury please stand up?
Also, the other one other thematic thing that I wanted to pick up on here was just the main message that we keep hearing. Obviously, the biggest repeated line in here is, "Welcome in my own skin." I want to be free in my own skin.
Yeah, something like that.
Accepted in my own skin, something like that, and that's where this episode, Beloved, I think, really tied into it with the poem from Singer. I forget who it was.
It was an American poet, I believe.
Yeah, no, it's a big poem from him. It's about there's people go on about it because they talk about the fact that it's this poet who had a bunch of stuff in his life, but like basically fell in love towards the end of it when he was dying, and basically it's just a message about him dying and saying like out of all that I did, the only thing that really mattered was like this love I found at the end of my life, and to feel beloved was the only thing. So it really
Raymond Carver,
right?
May 1938 to August 1988.
And it makes sense to be like accepted. That's where I go back again to be like this is the third thing to be like. Okay, and that also fits with the other themes to be like a trans kind of like people being accepted, people being like there's a theme running through of people being accepted there of racial tension, so it crosses all of those boundaries, and I'm just like, no, it's really well done in that sense, and to have basically all black male, female, and black and female leads throughout the whole series is really good, and if you're white, you're painted in green. You know
what? I'll say it. I think it's okay for comics to get political sometimes. Only sometimes.
It seems like treading on really soft ground here. I don't know. They're like quicksand. Quicksand.
I mean, also only if it's politics. I agree with me personally. But
oh shit! Fun fact. The poet,
I love fun facts.
Poet Carver died at age 50 from lung cancer, and
with a different idea of fun.
And the poem from episode 4, it's called "Late Fragment." That's actually inscribed on his tombstone.
You must be lots of fun at parties.
I'm super fun at parties.
I can't wait to go to one with you. You're doing great, John. You're doing great. You're doing perfect. Thank you.
Does John have any takes on the show?
He laughs maniacally.
Does John have any takes on this?
Is this on every show?
Yeah. Yes.
Unfortunately.
Jeez, that's a lot to handle.
Yes.
And he's the computer guy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
We call him the
He seems
primary
depressed.
host.
Anyway,
I know someone you could talk to.
I have a complaint. I really loved that in episode 3, they ended it by
About
killing
the
off
show.
Gaia in the middle of her self-righteous speech about how much graphic sucks. All right? And then episode 4 immediately begins with her coming back to life, and then they brush it away by like, oh yeah, she stole some Skrull super serum before she got shot. And I'm just like, you had balls. You killed off Amelia Clark before the mid season finale, whatever you want to call it, and then you brought her back immediately. But then they did kill Talos, which I think we all knew was coming. Talos was not long for this world.
Again, I don't know who's who, but the fact that this looks pretty legitimate, death-wise, and this, like, now, was there anybody else? Was the daughter there too?
No, she was not.
She was not there to see this happen. I'm just wondering if there's anybody there that can tell Skrulls apart.
That's the thing, yeah.
Like, and that's the thing is, like, I know that, like, the person who was Talos at that time is turning back into a Skrull as this happens. But, like, does Soren have, like, there's no freaking way that a Soren doesn't, like, there's no way Soren dies off screen. It just doesn't. It's such a plant to be like, oh, sorry about your mother. Like, that can mean so many different things. They never said your mother died. They just said her mother's gone. Like, she left. It makes sense that she's angry about them doing this Nick Fury thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what? It makes like way too much sense to me.
I guess so, but it's weird because Talos and Gaia have a few scenes where they're alone, and she calls him dad. And he refers to her as Gaia and says things about your mother this and your mother that. And I feel like if anyone's going to tell their own fucking parents apart, it's the kid, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. So it makes more sense then that is Talos then, and that
I love your theory. I don't want to blow holes in it.
Then it just means that Nick Fury is Soren. That's the only real thing that I think.
I can say somebody is definitely somebody. But I don't think...
Great take.
I think you're gonna get this flashbacks. You're gonna get I think what will be really cool reveals if they 2 flashbacks, and they've been really heavy with the flashbacks anyway.
Mm.
And I think they've been good at filling these informations in the bits. That's another thing I was happy with this 6-episode series to be like, okay, I'm getting that question answered and a new one presented. Like, that's fine. I don't want these lingering like. But
right.
it is
there hasn't been like a weird side quest episode.
And it's not just like, you know, special surprise guest or whatever as the reveal. Like, it's very story based. But they did oh shoot, I lost my train of thought on this. Nah, I forgot it. Nah, I lost it now.
You need a bump of cocaine, bring it back?
Yeah. It's very well. It works really well. It was wonders.
Troy, do you have any hot takes for the last 2 episodes of this show?
I mean, I feel like D has the hottest takes of the episode. I just think that the way this is probably going to go out practically, I think that there will be reveals of people not being who they are, but the only thing I can see is it just not being as widespread as D thinks, where it's every single character somebody.
Yeah, it's probably not that. But
I would love it if it was.
I do. I think it makes most sense to just say that Soren is Nick Fury, and then when it still makes sense when you see the Soren talk, where it's just like, I think you're going to see these flashbacks. That's what I was saying. I think you're going to see flashbacks. The first one is going to be when Rhodey is taken over. Okay, I think it's going to be after Civil War or Endgame. I mean, I think it's going to be after Endgame, maybe during the blip or something like that.
Sure,
you know, during, like that would be a good time in that sense too. That would make the most sense actually. Then I think you're going to see something in terms of like you're going to see something like Gaia. Is her name Gaia?
Gaia's the daughter. Amelia Clark
is gonna be upset with them for doing this Nick Fury thing or continuing to do this Nick Fury thing. And when they talk about Nick Fury being gone or Soren being gone, that's what they mean. Do you, like, and unless there's like a longer term like play here, but like it's something like that kind of makes sense to me. And then you get this subplot that's in there with Soren's love affair with somebody else. Now, does that play in? Because then if Nick Fury is Soren, listening to that, she's very upset about like the betrayal here. And this was the stupidest thing that she's ever done.
Yeah.
In this, then it still makes sense, and then it still makes sense to have a conversation on the train about like about talking about his her mother. Like, oh, she always used to say, we used to have like most of that makes sense. Like, I guess, like, right?
Well, they also do have all of the characters' memories, so that could be an interesting thing.
I was gonna say,
Nick is dead.
Nick's story on the train was about taking the train from Alabama up to Chicago, and how he and his mom would pack food in the train.
Yeah, I mean, like, these are scenes that that would be a neat scene I need to rewatch to see if this works.
Mm-hmm. I am fascinated with your theory. I would love for, like, because it seems like Nick Fury and Talos, up until the end of this last episode, have kind of been fumbling around trying to catch up to Gravik. But it would be great if episode 6 comes around and Fury's like, I've been playing 4D chess the whole time, and you played right into my hand, you foolish fool, or something like that. And then you just rewatch the series with that mindset, and it's like, oh, there are clues to that here, and here. We just don't grasp it yet because we haven't seen the end game yet.
Which I did appreciate this Fury's lie of is like poison. He's like, it's nanotech.
Yeah,
he's like nanotracers, and then
they laugh about it.
They are nanotech,
and it's literally nanotech.
I was like,
liquid tracer, huh?
Like,
what a great idea.
Good stuff.
And you put it in Pappy Van Winkle, such a great whiskey.
Good, simple espionage type.
Troy, you don't drink? That bottle of whiskey is literally several $1,000s a bottle.
And then not Troy. Say his hard name is hard to remember. Troy's not Troy's point. The action scene is really cool at the end here. The
shootout?
Yeah, he has Groot's powers. Did you see?
Mm-hmm. I did.
That's very cool. He's going to be pretty powerful. He's at this point. He's got a lot of those Super Skrull abilities.
How do you kill him?
Well, we also don't have like a Avenger in the show.
I think.
at all.
Now you have Amelia,
does Rhodey count as an Avenger?
Yeah,
Sure.
he does. But Amelia Clark.
But he's not on the same.
He's not on the same team. Amelia Clark's character, I think, is. I think she has all the powers at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, she was able to heal from a gunshot.
It's gonna be a big fight between those two.
Huh.
That's what I get.
That's interesting. I'm all for them making Amelia Clark into a big like superhero for the TV show and possibly other things down the road.
I could see them doing her as Super Skrull, right? Like having her have the if she's lived with those powers. Super Skrull is one of those characters where it's like I don't think there's anything that says it has to be a guy.
No, yeah, it's like a more of a title.
They usually have him bigger for like Thing's powers. But whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You don't need these. She has Frost Giant powers. I think that's the game.
Yeah.
So I don't know what else they would have. They Frost Giant, the stretchy. What did I say was going to be the other?
Well, you said Frost Giant could be invisibility.
Could be kind of like if there's Frost powers there, because Obsidian, is that what it is? Obsidian coal? That would be like the thing, like extra strong.
So according to Wikipedia, Super Skrull has superhuman strength, stamina, durability, elasticity, pyrokinesis,
Dude, it's
flight invisibility.
I know, it's just the Fantastic Four. It's the Fantastic Four.
Oh, right.
That's not the part we need to explain.
We didn't need that explained. What we're trying to do.
He's also a Skrull.
Because they didn't introduce the Fantastic Four in this fashion. They obviously have found replacements. Groot's stretch is that.
We already had this whole discussion. I'm just stupid.
Obsidian coal is the thing.
I'm just stupid. It's fine.
The thing is the fire. And
no, you're not.
No, we can explain it for the people that didn't see it. But the other one was just
dumb.
Could the Frost Giant have ice powers, and could that substitute the invisibility? Because basically what Invisible Woman did, besides making people invisible, which is a key part of it, she also made a bunch of shields with invisible shields. So like you can make a lot of like ice walls and stuff like that. Like with that, I think you could have a similar power base or visualization to it. I still think it's kind of like, I guess. I guess it makes sense if you want to kind of do the Super Skrull thing, and you can probably do something that looks a lot like it. When you do it that way, they pick those things.
Could you even maybe try to find a way to say it's like a shape-shifting Skrull? Can you shape-shift into invisible? Is that a thing?
No, I just think because you're right. Like I think, but what I think you could do is you could get like a bigger, hand. I think you get like the big kind of hand that it usually has. You could definitely get it filled with fire. You could definitely get it stretchy, and then you could probably have some kind of like, just using the like formations of ice to kind of. I think that would pretty much look like it.
Sure.
You get that. You get a fight between two of those guys with big hands and stretchy arms and fighting with fire. Like, yeah, it's gonna feel like there's a Super Skrulls fighting. I think. So let's see how they make it look. The CGI's looked all right so far.
Yeah, it hasn't been too bad. I'm pretty stoked for the rest of it.
Although this flashback they start with just like, I guess Nick Fury walking in at the height of his powers, right? Like 2012, post Avengers saving the world. He's fucking like Big Dick Fury, Dick Nick, right?
Yeah.
He walks in as like super spy of the world, looking exactly like a pirate. like I was like, you stand out, dude. You stand out everywhere.
Yeah.
Like you look badass, but like ain't nobody not seeing you. You're a tall black man dressed in black leather trench coat with an eye patch, bro.
Is he a bad
dope
spy?
As fuck. Well, is James Bond a bad spy? He's the guy who says Bond, James Bond.
Here's my legal first and last name.
Here's my code for
the name that MI6 gave him after he was inducted.
Well, it depends on the very because Daniel Craig went to a tombstone that had a last name Bond.
I sure do. I much prefer the theory that it's just a code.
It's
name.
Better.
It's such a better theory. It's so much better. Anyway, I think that's a wrap for Secret Invasions 3 and 4. I think we're on the up still. This is looking like it could be good.
This is looking like it could be good. I'm holding my breath to see them like fumble it at the very end because I think that'd be really funny. But
on the other hand, it could crash and burn. I know a little something about that.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Thank you, John Mulaney.
You're welcome. That's why I'm here. I'm sorry, everyone.
I want to point out that we're fans of Mr. Mulaney. We're not
You got to do that right in the middle of my apology, Trent.
Come on, man. Read the room.
Actually, never mind. I've changed my opinion on him since he keeps calling me Trent.
Is your name not Trent?
It's Troy. It's
what am I saying?
It's part of the title of the.
All right, that was it for this episode of the TB&J podcast. Please like, subscribe, and tell all your friends. Give us a 5-star review.
Do we want to do a letter grade?
I've been Jeff, you've been Trent, he's been D, and John Mulaney.
It hasn't been Trent. Do we do a letter grade before we end this off?
Do you want
letter grades? I'll do a letter grade.
Fine.
Z.
That's a letter grade.
Is that bad? It's under F.
It's we've gone past A.
It stands for Super.
I'm gonna give this. Ooh, this is tough.
John, have you even watched the show?
Trent, I'm not sure.
Have you seen any of the episodes?
Troy, is it Troy?
Yeah, have you seen any of the episodes? Any of them?
I don't like the tone of your voice, Trent.
You're not answering my question.
Because I don't like your tone.
I don't think you've watched any of the
I think we're going around in circles, D. What do you think?
I
agree. That seems
it's a
like
B.
It's a B?
It's a B for me.
It's a B. Yeah, that seems about... We're just straight letters, right?
I mean, you can
it's
give it a
B
plus
until
or minus.
proven. No, I don't think we can. I think we wait to the end, right?
Yeah, sure. It's our show. We make the rules.
I know.
You
make the rules, D.
I am also pretty hard B.
I'm gonna give it a B/A because this could be an
call
A.
that a B plus.
Yeah, but it's. I don't want to give it. Like it's in hindsight, it's gonna be an A if it's really good. But currently, it's like B because I don't know. It could fail like everything else. So
it's kind of where I am. I'm waiting to see what happens. I'm waiting for it to prove itself. But for now, it's a B. It's not.
That's such a wounded way to say that. Of just like it could be bad, like everything else. It could disappoint me, like most things do.
It could crash and burn like my career. At least it was during COVID, though.
You're doing better.
That was a big one off my shoulders.
You're a lot better than Louis C.K.
He just did it. He just did it in the round. Oh yeah, Madison Square Garden sellout. I'll be there soon.
Like, subscribe, do all the things. I already said it, but make sure you do it. And thanks. We'll see you next time.
Ain't nothing to it.
We won't actually see you.
Do it.
There's no cameras.
What's your favorite scene, John?
Mine.
You're in the show? I didn't see you.
I'm a Skrull.
Oh.
I was shape-shifting.
Wait, in the show you play a Skrull, or
Oh, yeah.
or in real life you're a Skrull?
I'd like to stop answering your questions. Can I leave now? Will you unlock me?
No, I don't think I will, John.
Guys, please, it's not funny anymore.
You're
I-
actually
I'm John Mulaney!
We have 2 more shows, John.